Welcome to Broad City Broads with Hannah, she, her,
and Jessie, they, she.
This is a Broad City rewatch podcast.
Just like Abbi and Ilana, we are best friends, several years apart, and equally flailing in our 20s.
I live with my parents.
And I live with my married best friends.
Listen along as we go episode by episode analyzing Abbi and Ilana's crazy shenanigans. Hey, Petite Lanes. Welcome back to Season 1, Episode 6, Part 2.
I have some news for you.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Did you see that Bed Bath & Beyond was bought by Overstock?
I didn't.
Yeah, so they're living.
Oh my god.
But I think it's turning into like an online retailer.
So there will be no brick and mortar?
I don't think so. Abbi can sleep a little sounder at night.
Yeah, but don't you think part of why she likes it is like going into the store?
I know. We will see that in coming episodes. Mm-hmm. But it partly lives on.
Yes. Speaking of the latest news, you and I just recently went to go see the Barbie movie with some friends.
Yes.
Do you think there's anything Abbi and Ilana would say about it?
I know. There are some things that happen in today's culture that I'm like, I wish this could be featured in Broad City.
Yeah.
And there's like so many articles out there, and I heard about it on TikTok, okay? But it was from a New York Times article.
Okay.
And they were saying that Barbie has broken a lot of records for like people coming to see it, I think, at least in recent times.
Yeah.
And one reason being people think is because there's an audience that has been missed for so long.
Women?
Like validating women's feelings and experiences.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And especially like because of all the stuff that's happened like with COVID and in politics, this audience is like craving for content.
Yeah.
And it was like they're
like to be heard and like represented.
Matching that with the huge popularity of the Eras Tour and how well that's doing.
Yeah.
And it's like both are similar audiences.
Definitely. We are to be reckoned with.
And I think like Ilana would talk about that a lot in the episode. Yeah, like,
definitely.
Dude, and just be spitting facts about like Greta, the director. And
yeah, absolutely.
I feel like Abbi would be watching it in the movie theater and do something embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like trip down
the stairs. But I also feel like I could see Abbi, like Ilana getting hyped about it, her being like, yeah, you're right. And like getting really hyped about it, depending on the situation. But also Ilana could go too far and she's like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Abbi could go too far?
No, Ilana could say something that Abbi feels like is too far, and Abbi being like,
Yeah, probably true.
Yeah, like Abbi would, or Ilana would be like, who likes Barbies anyway? And Abbi's like, well, I liked Barbies, or something like that.
Right,
like,
I could guess. And Ilana would probably be like, who would you rather go down on?
Barbie or Ken?
Weird Barbie or stereotypical Barbie?
Yeah.
Or Ken.
Or pregnant Barbie.
Midge.
The thing is, I was not a big Barbie kid, but I really liked the pregnant Barbie.
Really?
Yes, that's the like only one I remember.
Because were you obsessed with pregnancy?
I was. I really liked pregnant people.
Yeah, you were really interested.
Yeah, I know I would ask everyone if they were pregnant.
Oh no.
I was really bad. I was like, I would ask unfortunate questions as a child.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
You didn't even have to look pregnant. Like, it wasn't
right.
offensive. Like, it's just, could you potentially be pregnant? Like, I'm going to ask you. Like, I would ask my older sisters, and I think they'd be like,
oh, no.
Like, Emily. I think she'd be like,
uncomfortable.
No. Like, she was not in, she was like 20. She was like, Hannah, I'm not.
Yeah, that would be uncomfortable. Yeah, I really don't remember having any Barbies. I'm sure we did, but I feel like we didn't really play with them, but that didn't matter at all for the movie. Like,
no.
It was kind of just like we were talking about this, like the movie has a message and Barbie happens to be delivering it, but that's not like the main part of the movie. Yeah,
and Barbie's obviously like so pervasive, right? Even if you weren't like a huge Barbie fan, you still
know who she is.
You know she has like the beach house in Malibu. Like that's like kind of like core like pop culture information, like Barbie and Ken. Like I don't know, like I feel like anyone, regardless of your knowledge of Barbie, would know
of Barbie.
Yeah. And like the basics, enough to understand. Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah, I mean, I think that movie, anyone could find something from that movie they liked, right? Yeah, and I do think it is.
If they have an open mind.
Yeah. Obviously, yes, that's a important. I mean, there are some people who would never go see it in a million years.
Well, it's one of those things where if someone like refuses to go to the movie, that is patriarchy right there, because you are minimizing something that girls and women like.
Yeah.
Just straight up the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bogus.
Boom. Fighting words from Jessie. Bogus.
Round up, Barbie. Round up.
I'm gonna use that now only when it's the most extreme of situations and we're both gonna know. Like, I'm like, bogus? That is bogus. And everyone's gonna be like, okay, and you're gonna be like,
oh no.
Clear the room.
Just a reminder that our audio quality is not as great for this episode as it will be in the future because of an audio recording mistake.
We're going to start back with Abbi and Ilana at Tyler's show. They go to the show. They find out that it's an improv show. And it is not indeed a boy band.
Statutory Creep is the name of the team.
At first, Ilana's not concerned because, she...
Neither of us wants to quote it.
Yeah, it's not a great... We're going to skip the quote, but she isn't concerned.
She thinks it's hot.
She thinks it's hot based on the quote.
And this is an example of when Abby's like, sometimes you're so anti-racist, you're racist.
You're really racist.
And she was like shook by that. And it reminded me of when she didn't realize how many times she's told the story of Rihanna going down on her.
Yeah. When she sort of looks into space and then she, realizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do wonder with some of it, because, Ilana doesn't really switch the behavior, if they were to remake the show, if they would do it the same way today.
I mean, I think there were some things, later they'll use some phrases like ass queen, which later they come out and say, oh, sorry, we shouldn't have used that.
Yeah.
But I don't know that this one, they would have done it.
I don't know. I'm not saying, this one specifically, but just, the trend.
Oh.
Of Ilana being unaware, but I also think it is an interesting commentary on white woman who is very feminist. Well, I'm not against feminism, I'm a feminist, but the sort of earlier feminism that didn't really include people of color or trans people. It was sort of white women only, white woman focused. So I think it's kind of an interesting commentary on that, where Ilana is very woke in some ways, but then totally completely unaware of others. So it's is that commentary, or is that sort of just they're talking about their experiences? And obviously you only know your own experiences.
I feel like it's a commentary because she realizes it. Abbi calls it out and she realizes it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's part of the joke.
Yeah. You see her being oh my god, yes I am.
Yeah. I personally don't think that there would be much they would change, except the stuff they've apologized for.
Yeah. I feel that is an iconic Broad City quote of Abbi. Sometimes you're so anti-racist that you're really racist. That is Ilana's character in a quote.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So jumping back to Tyler doing improv, and he's not good. It's really cringy to watch it.
Yeah.
And he keeps tapping out the one woman show.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, also, the other statutory crepe members are Chelsea Clark, Drew Johnson, Jessie Lee, and Alexis Perriera.
Do you think it's because they did improv, obviously, at UCB.
Yeah.
Was it a commentary on, or a parody of people they encountered?
Oh, I think 100%. I think it's about, I'm sure it is based on a specific person, which wouldn't be hard to find either. It's probably a group of people, but also just comedy and improv as a whole. Because any area is sexist. But of the UCB house teams that are really good, I don't know if this has changed, but when Abbi and Ilana were there,
there were no women.
Yeah, a group is 10 people, and there would be one woman per team. There wouldn't, whereas opposed to let's just have the best people. It doesn't matter if it's a woman or a dude or a man. Just pick the funniest people.
Yeah, well, not even just that there was only one woman, but she didn't get a chance to speak at all. Tyler always cut in front of her.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that was specific people. And also some of it's you laugh at what you relate to and what you have experienced. So if it's a room full of guys and just one woman, then what things that happen to you as a woman that wouldn't happen to someone as a man that you think are funny that you relate to.
Yeah.
No one else in the room does, so no one else thinks it's funny.
Right.
So
because they can't relate.
Yeah, so then they tap you out and you gotta kind of get pushed into the shadows, which I've heard has happened in SNL when more women were joining. I think there was one, I think it was the pad the pad sketch. One, yeah, the pad sketch with the belt thing.
Yeah.
I think I forget who did it and I'd have to look it up.
whoever did it was like, I tried to get that sketch, I believe it was that sketch, like on for so long, but no one thought it was funny. And then like there were more women in the room, and then they were like, no, like that's so funny, like we were late to that, but the guys did it.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I think that is in someone's memoir. Like I know that story from somewhere.
Yeah, and I think, and that's the same with people of color, with queer people. Like, you just got to get more people into the room so you have this experience. You can like share your experience, and then have like people who understand you as well.
Yeah,
and we're getting there as a society. It's not quite there.
You always improve.
Yes.
Well, I recently was in Chicago and got to go to a Second City show, and it was awesome. Before the cast came out, I was expecting like, okay, it's gonna be like one woman and a bunch of white guys, and then the cast comes out, and I actually was so pleasantly surprised. Yeah, because it was mostly women, or at least not men. I think there were like 2 guys.
Nice.
And the rest women, and diverse too. Like, it wasn't just white people.
That's awesome.
Which is really cool.
Like to see representation in a space that is historically not as open.
It was great.
Amazing. Juxtaposition from
Tyler's show. And another juxtaposition, they were hilarious.
Amazing.
Abbi and Ilana want to leave the show watching Tyler. It's so rough.
Oh, it's so rough. I love when you go back to them and you just see Abbi, and then she's like, I'm not watching this alone. You brought me here, and you see Ilana
on the floor.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so hilarious. Abbi's embarrassed to be there. Ilana's embarrassed he was inside.
Okay, that feels very much like a true, like something that they have experienced.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know that for sure, but, or at least one of their friends.
Yeah, totally.
If they were in the improv community, they're 100%.
I feel like that's bound to happen. And anyways, they make it through the end of the show, and Ilana's convinced she's like not going to go with Tyler, but then she sees his abs again. She gets pulled right back in.
Oh, I can't. Like, she got pulled right back in.
Abbi made a couple references that I had to look up. I don't know if you had to.
Which one?
She said, let's move before Jerry Lewis sees you again.
I did look that up. I did have to look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a slapstick comedy comedian.
Yeah, who was like not the nicest.
Okay.
I think he had like allegations against him, like from women who worked with him and stuff. I don't know, sexual or just like mean. Like he's like, I think he's been canceled. I don't know if that was like a thing when she said it, or if he was just like considered.
I mean, that would track with how he was like cutting off.
Yeah, that is what I assumed.
Okay, none of that came up when I searched his name. Interestingly, at least on like the first
looked
page.
Up, like, is he bad?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to get into the dark.
And then she said, "Go with Dr. Evil."
Oh, I knew Dr.
Austin
Evil.
Powers.
Oh yeah, I know Austin Powers.
I haven't seen Austin Powers, but the $1 million callback.
When he did that, I knew immediately.
Yeah. I knew that was from Austin Powers, but I didn't know the person. But I feel like that's not usual for Abbi. Like, I don't feel like she normally throws in a lot of references. To me, I was like, oh, that seems different. And I don't know if that's from Chris writing, who's like a different writer this time.
Yeah, I don't know. They do reference some stuff. Like, we had to look up... did that little drug dealer. Like, there's some stuff that was just, like, pre my awareness. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. This felt like just a lot more.
Yeah.
At least in this scene.
Yeah.
There were, like, 2. I don't know.
No, that is true. I don't feel like there has been too much of that in the show prior to this.
But luckily for Abbi, she realizes that the Find My iPhone dot has popped up again.
It is moving down 8th Ave.
8th Avenue. She puts together, it must be a tourist.
Yes.
What else is there to do in that area?
So they split up. Abbi goes to find her phone. Ilana is being literally pulled in by Tyler.
Kind of reluctantly.
Well, also, like, she's fighting. It's like she's fighting it.
She's fighting it, but she's also following it. Yeah. And they're back together at Ilana's apartment. And Ilana starts having, like, flashbacks of Tyler.
Yeah. Also, he's like, what is it, like, one word? Like, the improv thing?
Oh.
Where he's like,
can I get a word?
Cuddling gifts with you.
Yeah, that was bad.
So gross.
Maybe, like, one thing he did she thought was funny during the show.
Yeah, I am a robot.
I am horny.
To be horny.
I did not find that funny.
I didn't either. The only reason I'm laughing is because Ilana laughing. Yeah. That definitely feels like something Ilana would do, though. Like, the character of her. Like, it makes sense that she thought that was funny.
Right. Yeah, and she just eventually has to tell him, You gotta go, man.
Yeah, and then it escalates quickly.
Right.
It's like, shut up, that was our best show, which is embarrassing.
No.
Yeah.
Not helping your case, Tyler.
No. So she's like, F you, get out of here. She's done with him.
Mm-hmm.
Her dream is ruined.
Then who does she get a call from?
Da-da-da-da.
Lincoln!
Also, yeah, it's really horrible. She never called him back
I
to
know.
say she wasn't dead.
But again, it's in line with Ilana's character.
Oh, yeah, it makes total sense that Ilana didn't call him back.
But we feel so bad.
He's
for
been
Lincoln.
worried all day.
He calls because he found a dead girl. He hears that there's a dead girl on
Yeah.
Rikers Island, and he's concerned.
I mean, he's so concerned. He baked a whole cake and then ate a whole cake.
I like that he's like, I'm Abby's friend too.
Yeah.
He truly cares about her.
Yes.
Which is, I love that. Because he's such a sweetie.
He is.
He's been really nervous. He baked a bunch of cakes.
Mm-hmm. He has another one cooking.
And Ilana, like, as her on the phone, she's, like, messing with the pillows. It looks like she has, like, a pajama shirt on.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like she's getting ready for bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lincoln's like, do you want to come over?
Yeah.
Smash our faces with
Well,
some
and she has
cakes?
such a big smile, too.
She really does.
Yeah, and that's the first time, I think, that we see her with someone else.
Yeah.
Like, we know there's been discussion. Like, we know she has, but this was the first time we witnessed it.
Yeah.
And you can tell that she appreciates Lincoln in a different way. Like, you see that more than you have in other episodes.
Yeah. It is really sweet.
It's so cute.
So we're back to Abby, who shows up to Magnolia Bakery.
Yes, because she realized it's a tourist. Where's the last place every tourist goes? So it was interesting because I've never seen Sex and the City, the show.
Me neither.
They went to Magnolia Bakery in an episode. And that's part, like, it was already a popular bakery, but it was, like, small. That's part of what, like, launched it into popularity.
Notoriety from that show.
And also, that's another show that did a lot of filming on the Upper East Side.
Oh.
And again, another show that has been discussed as, like, not really showing the real New York. Like, how could these people be affording, like, this is not the average person who can afford to live in these places and, like, have this sort of, like, luxurious life. Like, that's not the real experience for most people. So it was interesting that they showed, like,
It from a different perspective.
And was like, oh, Magnolia Bakery. And obviously, like, the Magnolia Bakery in, like, 2000 when Sex and the City showed it, and the one in, like, 2014 when they showed it was very different. But it is interesting. It's, like, a real dichotomy between the two, which are about, like, women friends in New York, and they're showing them in such different lights, which is cool.
I think we both watched that video about the sets, like Abby and Ilana's room on Comedy Central. Okay, and someone, I think Ilana, says, like, yeah, these apartments don't look clean like on Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you haven't really seen Ilana in her bathroom much, but, like, her bathroom is, like, dingy and gross. Like, it's not, like, this, like, wide open space, you know? It's, like, a real, like, New York bathroom. Like, you're a renter, you know? Like, there's only, I'm sure Ilana's not on top of the cleaning either. But, like, there's only so much you can do, like, if you don't own this place.
And we find out, like, on that video that when they shot the pilot, it was in a real apartment, and then they recreated the set.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely looks like a New York apartment where, like, the walls are textured and, like, a little grungy. Also, so in the clip they're saying, like, for the pilot, they did use a lot of their personal stuff, like Abby's chair from her apartment, Abby's college artwork. But then when it got picked up, they recreated the chair.
Okay, nice.
They took a scan of the artwork. So it is literally, like, based on their stuff.
Yeah.
They just replicated it.
Oh, yeah, that's great. I love that.
Yeah. I thought that's cool because it was our inkling, like, that.
Yeah.
Seems like them.
Well, and that's part of what makes the show awesome is, like, it feels real. Like, obviously, these are heightened versions. Like, right, like, these are crazy situations. But, like, it is based on reality.
And y'all should just go watch the clip. But in the clip, Abby also tells a story about how, like, in real life, she bought a new rug.
Yes! I was glad you brought this up.
She bought a new rug, and it ended up being the same new rug they had bought for the set. The exact same rug.
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to the production designer, Angelique Clark, and the set director, Jessica Petruccelli.
Yeah.
And there might be more folks on there, but they were on the video.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they did literally the best job. Yeah, they did amazing. So, okay, yeah, Magnolia Bakery. That's when I noticed the, like, street sign.
Yeah.
That's obviously also, like, a very well-known place. That's not just, like, a random bar or coffee shop. But who does Abby see but the drunk tourist from the night before?
Janelle.
Yeah.
We don't ever know her name, but
that is her name, yeah. She didn't even realize she had Abby's phone. even though she called Abby's mom on it.
My mom was way nicer than usual.
Also, like, when she hands Abby her phone back, it's, like, disgusting.
Okay.
There's, like,
that's what I was going to ask you. What is on her phone?
I assume that this woman just, like, got
goop. Is it cupcake?
Maybe. Like, cupcake, residue, dirt, wine.
Is her phone, like, super cracked? Like,
no, like, this chick clearly got it, like, filthy.
Because in her bag, she has a flip-flop. She pulls out a pinto bean.
Oh, Mike and Ike.
Yeah.
So funny. This character's all over the place, too. Like, she cannot be tied down.
No. She's a handful.
But Abby's like, we've been calling you all day. Like, I've been calling you all day.
Yeah.
How did you hear it? Like, the bag is enormous because I used it to make me look petite.
I like when she says, I must have taken that on incident.
Yes. I really like when people say the wrong word.
Michael Scott.
Yeah. I love it so much. All of them make me so happy.
Mm-hmm. And rightfully so, Abby makes her buy some banana pudding.
Yeah, she doesn't even ask. She's just like, she tells the person who's working, like, I'm going to get banana pudding. She's paying for it. And, like, runs out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Good for Abby.
She sees that Ben did text, and it's not too late.
Okay, question. If you made, like, sort of, like, a light, because that was, like, kind of like a light plan, to be honest. Like, they were like, okay, I'll get a drink. But, like, if you texted someone, like, want to get a drink at 11 and they didn't respond at all, would you still even be there?
It's actually a good question.
I mean, I don't know what he said, but, like, if I would want, like, a thumb up.
Right.
Because I would have messaged it, like, hey, still want to meet up? Like, what about this place at 11? If I didn't get a response, I would, by that point, I'd be like,
oh, she's a hot girl not texting me back.
Yeah, right?
Maybe he was like, glass half full, I'm going to show up.
She'd made plans to do it.
She shows up.
Maybe he was just like, she already said yes, boom, this place, this time. No answer needed.
That's a good question. I thought you were going to ask, who makes plans at 11 p.m.?
Oh, I mean, I totally agree.
That's so freaking late.
New York Times City doesn't sleep. 11
p.m.? Let's meet up at 11 p.m.?
He had plans.
Like, yeah, is he 3-timing her?
I just feel like I wouldn't have even... If I was Ben, I wouldn't even have been at the restaurant or bar.
It's fair. We find out. Maybe it's in line with his personality. I don't know if he has much going on.
Yeah.
Actually.
That's true.
He's kind of a bore.
Yeah. But Abby running down the street, as Ilana did, yelling at Ben.
It's like a call to
yes. Eating the pudding. It also greatly shows their priorities, right? Like, Ilana is for Abby, and Abby is like Ben. With the banana pudding.
With the banana pudding. Priorities.
When she gets into the bar, she's like heaving. She's like, look away.
I know.
Look away. She should have done that outside. Yeah. Right?
Well, why the pudding, Abby? That's probably why you're huffing and puffing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
She was
eating while running.
But Jessie, she was already there, and she didn't have to wait in that long line. Yeah. Who wouldn't take advantage and get the pudding?
It's true. But save it for later.
Do you think pudding would hold well? I don't know.
Maybe for like an hour.
Yeah, he is a bore. It was honestly like almost hard for me to watch him talking.
Mm-hmm. This is not always true, but it's kind of a thing in like movies and shows, I guess. That sometimes hot people don't always have a personality.
Yeah.
They don't have to.
Yeah.
And he's not like crazy. I mean, I don't know. He's not like model. But
no, like he's like a normal person still.
I think he's a step up above Jeremy.
Oh, I think he's cuter than Jeremy for sure. Yeah. But like he's still a normal person.
He does the thing this is a pet peeve of mine, and I think it's funny they used it in the show. Okay. When someone's like trying to remember a date that's so inconsequential. Like, yeah, I've been at this bar, like, it was like a year ago. No, 13, 14 months. Like, dude, it does not matter. Yeah. Just have you been here before? Yeah. Just say yes or no. Yes or maybe. No. Yeah, they did an excellent job. Yeah. They definitely made it obvious. Like, we are making fun of this.
Even the window, like, I clearly agree that windows are better than no window. Yeah. You could have been more fun about it.
They're struggling to come up with topics.
Yeah.
Ben and Abby. Yeah. Such a letdown.
And I mean, he was going to ruin her future marriage just thinking about him.
Right. In the show, I guess it's atypical that Abby, all of her date efforts do work out and that she does get to meet Ben.
Yeah.
But he's boring.
But then he's boring. That is true. Normally, it doesn't succeed at all. Mm-hmm. And this sort of succeeded.
Sort of. And a little bit more succeeded.
Yeah. You will find out.
When Abby's on Skype with Ilana.
Yeah. So Ilana and Lincoln call so Abby can watch them smash their faces in cake. I also love that Abby laughed so hard at it. And Ilana's like, it's fine. you know, like, you'll get him next time. You could sleep with someone else or something. And then you find out she did sleep with him.
Also, I thought it was ballsy of her to be talking about how boring he was when he's literally right there.
Oh, no, 100%.
Like,
And
he's asleep, but what if he woke up?
but he did wake up. Because then he was like,
But not
"No,
during the...
Get some napkin." Maybe she was
Right.
like so didn't care.
Yeah.
I also, it was interesting because like when he was like coming in about the like, oh, you need a napkin or a towel, and she just like, go away. He just like, yeah, he just like did it. So I'm like, maybe he knows too.
I don't think he knows.
Boring.
I don't think he knows, but I think he's just like, okay.
If
Like,
someone like
lie
shushed you
down.
like that, would you be like, oh, okay? Or did you be like, huh?
I feel like she did it in a way that wasn't like, hush now. But it was kind of like, go back to sleep. It's okay,
Yeah.
go back to sleep.
Well, I don't think she was mean. I just feel like I would be like a bit more taken aback than he was.
Yeah, but he's just a boring person overall, so like probably reacts differently.
Yeah, obviously I've never been told to be quiet in my life.
Everybody lives, my jokes.
People just want to hear me talk all day, every day. So I made a podcast. The fans were begging.
They're like, Hannah, we've said it once, we'll say it 1,000 times. Will you make a podcast?
To be fair, one of our friends did say that he would listen to us if we were a podcast.
I think we've brought that up a couple times. Because why not?
Why not?
Sure.
We're going to hold on to that forever.
But going back to the show,
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. I think for the first time, or at least I noticed it for the first time in the season, that you can see Oprah behind Abbi on the wall. The picture of Oprah.
Yeah. I think we would need to go back to see.
It kind of, in this episode, I think it mostly is like chin down. They
Yeah.
don't really show the full face, but it's Oprah.
The only other time I think you would be able to see it would maybe be Proceed.
Right, like when they spend more time in the...
Yeah.
But I feel like they mostly show the angle of her desk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we did.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is such a good
little thing.
little thing.
Because Abbi has a love for Oprah.
Abbi loves Oprah.
Loves.
Truly.
Yeah, I wonder if in real life she does.
I wonder that too.
And if she got to meet her.
I mean, I think no one like dislikes Oprah.
But like for her to love Oprah in
That
real life,
much.
maybe, and then become famous enough where she might actually get to meet her.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That is a thing though, like celebrities have that one celebrity who is
Yeah.
like, oh, Billie Eilish is obsessed with Justin Bieber. Like stuff like that. It's like you're a celebrity too, but to them,
Yeah,
they don't feel like one.
because when they got to know you, they themselves weren't famous
Yeah.
when they...
Like they liked you pre-fame. I actually did see something recently. I think it was Questlove who had seen like the webisodes of Abbi and Ilana and was like bummed when it got picked up because he was like, oh, it's like my secret. It's like everyone will see it now.
Aw.
Like, you know when you know a band before other people
Yeah.
and then before they become like really popular and then they become really popular and you're like, oh, it's mine. I think it was like that for him.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I generally, when people are like, I discovered that band, I'm like,
Oh, no, you can never talk about it either.
record label.
You also can't. You also can't.
Exactly.
No, you would never say it. You can't. I mean, you could, but I wouldn't.
It's just, I don't like that.
No.
But in
But
this
you
situation,
feel it. You feel it. You're like, now it's popular.
right, I have to share.
Yeah, but oh no, you can't talk about it.
But I don't feel that way about the Questlove story. I feel like it's a little different.
Oh no, I don't either. But I think it's about like when people say it, they're saying it like that. I knew about it. It's about like they're
Yeah.
trying to like, put you down, bump themselves up
Mm-hmm.
when they say it, as opposed to just like, oh, I love them so much. I want them to just be mine.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
it's
point.
like the mentality, or like why you're telling people.
They mentioned, you kind of talked about Ilana putting her face in the cake, but I like that. It sounds like Abby's about to watch them have sex.
Oh yeah,
Because Ilana's like, you naughty girl.
I know.
And it's the cake thing.
Oh yeah, so great. I also love Abby's like, do the face that I hate.
Yeah. I think there's a friend where we would make that face to each other in class.
Oh, for sure. But it's tough to see that Abby does not have any storage on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, what is going on? And then she finds a bunch of photos
Of Chanel.
yeah, that she took, videos.
Mm-hmm. And then we see that Abby and Ilana have been in the background all day.
Yes. So frustrating.
You see Janelle in a boat, and you can hear Ilana screaming, like,
Yeah.
you took our phones! And then you see Janelle at the park, and you see Ilana topless in the
Yeah,
background. And I did rewatch the scenes in real time with Abbi and Ilana to see if you could see Janelle at all in the background. And, like, not at all.
Yeah.
You can't see her. But I don't think they really even, like, show that angle.
No, they
where she
don't.
was, which is pretty
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah, because then it keeps you, like, guessing. Because then you would have figured it out if you saw.
Well, I wondered if it was just, like, you know, someone in that shirt in the corner.
Yeah,
Easy to miss.
Yeah.
But when you look back, it's like, oh, there she is, there she is, there she is.
Yeah.
Would have been cool. But I also can appreciate they didn't even, like, show that angle. So she could have been there.
Yeah.
When you rewatch.
Yeah. No, that was great. It was funny to see that they've literally been overlapping the whole time. But then, yeah, they get to her in the bathroom, and Ilana's like, she's going to masturbate. And Abbi's like, we shouldn't watch it. Abbi, this is not a time for prudeness.
Ilana wrenches the phone out of her hands.
And then she like shoves a full cupcake in her mouth and like chokes on it. I had an important question.
Okay.
So did she get cupcakes somewhere else? Because she hadn't ordered from Magnolia's Bakery.
See, that's what I was wondering, if the brown on Abby's phone is from a cupcake. Maybe she did get cupcakes.
But then she just went back and was trying to get wine.
Well, she might have gotten the cupcakes elsewhere. Like, not.
Okay, that's what I meant. 'Cause I'm like, this chick is getting a lot of cupcakes. Not the best dessert out there.
Wine in New York, you know? Well, Magnolia, aren't they known for, like, chocolate chip cookies?
I don't know what they're known. I think they also are known for banana pudding, but they also have cupcakes. I don't know. I did even try to look up, like, their cupcakes. Some of them had, like, special frostings and but there was some that looked like could have been that.
Red velvet.
Yeah, I just was wondering, but you could totally get more than one cookie.
And Ilana wants it sent to her burner phone.
Ilana, why do you have a burner phone?
I like how she used the number of dick pics. She said late 20s.
Yeah. And she has the burner phone because she's still on a plan with her parents and she doesn't fully understand the cloud.
I thought of
me too. Because my mom and I, it didn't used to be like this. I didn't get updated, and I don't know. I need to get my own Apple ID because we currently share an Apple ID and all of our photos merged together. So I felt that even more.
So literally she would see any photo
that
I had. Take, it automatically uploads to her phone.
Yeah. Too. I mean, I don't have a burner phone, but I feel like I should get one now. It's the only solution. I definitely couldn't just go make a new Apple ID. It's honestly kind of fun. Like, I like seeing what she's up to, too.
I think you have a unique perspective on that. I don't know that most people would want to share an iCloud Apple ID with their parents, but...
No, definitely. Like, it needs to be done. Like, it needs to be dealt with.
But it's been, like, years.
But it's fine. Oh, yeah, I mean, like, all through college.
I loved it. Did you have final thoughts? Anything we didn't cover?
Yes. So... I did want to say the yuppie trash woman in Times Square. I forgot to mention this, and I cannot believe it. But when Abbi and Ilana are, like, yelling back at this woman, Ilana tells the woman to die slow, bitch. And I love that.
That is so funny.
It's so funny. And I never would say that to anyone, but I, like, wish that I could, because that's hilarious. I just, like, wouldn't, ever.
It's the best insult.
Yeah, die slow, bitch. Maybe I'll find, like, the perfect person.
Who would take it well.
Yeah. Or maybe someone who's just, like, so terrible.
That is fine.
Yeah. What?
I would love that. I just would love that.
Oh, I know. It would have to be on film or something. Yeah, we can add to our bucket list to find someone so horrendous.
For
don't feel bad for saying that's a little bitch.
The insult.
Also, this episode, the phone tracking is shown on the Broad City map. Yeah, so you see it.
The one that we posted on our Instagram?
Yeah, so you see it and where it starts, and you see it on, it says UES, so.
Oh.
Yeah, and it says scary. I love that.
Wait, what is UES?
Upper East Side. Scary. And then it goes to Central Park, and then down Times Square, and then it goes to the Improv Show, and then it goes to Magnolia's Bakery.
Oh, the dotted
there's
line?
A little dotted line, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
So you can see, like, where they went in the city to find Abby's phone.
This map is awesome.
It is so great.
Love that they put true callbacks.
True callbacks.
Like the Sandwich Shahal.
Yeah. Whoever thought of this,
I think Abbi did it.
Is genius.
I'm pretty confident Abbi drew it. I wanted to, as I do, kind of calculate, like, how long have these people been traveling.
Yes. I love that you do that.
Throughout all the places. And it was so convenient because they literally told us where they were.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest, hardest things to figure out. Well, okay, we don't know exactly where they were in Upper East Side, so that one might be a little off I'm just kind of estimating. So Abbi and Ilana traveled together, starting from Abby's apartment. They went to the Upper East Side, Sheep's Meadow, Bow Bridge, Times Square, and Tyler's improv show at KTV Bar. Together, that was about 3.5 hours.
Wow.
Like subwaying or walking.
Yeah.
I just chose whichever option was shorter.
Okay.
But then, like, Ilana obviously had to get to Abby's from Gowanus.
Yeah.
Where she lives. And then she went back to her apartment towards the end of the day.
Uh-huh.
So she traveled for 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's just straight transportation.
So, and that got her to Lincoln's? Are we assuming she stayed at Lincoln's?
That got her Lincoln's.
I'm assuming she stayed at Lincoln's.
Yes, that did get her to Lincoln's. Whereas Abbi traveled for almost 5 hours.
Wow.
A little bit less.
Yeah.
But that is like her going to the date with Ben and then back to her apartment with Ben. Isn't Ilana
It's
6.5
It's like a
hours?
full road trip.
That's just wild. Well, because they also live so far apart.
They do.
Ilana and Abbi.
Yeah.
Well, to wrap up the episode,
Mm-hmm.
let's go through the smoke count.
Yeah. 0 again.
0. So surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because we know, like, who they are, that
You don't need to put it in.
every single episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pretty safe bet. Alana probably has.
On the side. Or
Abby's more of a still
rotates.
often, but like not a daily thing.
can't keep it in the house.
Yeah.
But this time, the Little Wayne count is 1.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop. A big line.
But 2 twins. Who do you think was the dankest in that?
Gosh. This one is tough. The dankest award in this episode, I'm going to give to Lincoln because I just like, he wasn't in it that much, but I liked all of his parts.
He kind of was.
And it was kind of like, I feel like an important episode for him and Ilana, even though, like, they didn't start dating or anything, right? But it just showed that they are important to each other. And, like, they do
Compatible.
lean on each other. Yeah, and they're compatible.
He helped turn her day around.
Yeah, and you saw Ilana with someone who, like, supposedly is so perfect, who, like, is her ideal person, but, like, who does she actually want to spend time with? Like, Lincoln, you know?
That's a great answer. To me, I think that the dankest award goes to Janelle.
Oh, I mean, we wouldn't have an episode without Janelle.
We wouldn't have an episode. I think I'm awarding really like the actress because I think she did such a good job.
She did do great. She nailed the drunk tourist,
Yeah, like
chaotic
the cupcake
energy.
video.
Gosh, can you imagine filming that?
Yeah, that must have been like intimidating to do with the whole crew of people around.
Yeah.
And she did a good job.
She did do a good job.
I thought she was really funny.
Okay, Jessie, how would you rate this episode?
I would rate the episode 7 out of 10 banana puddings.
Lovely. I totally knew you were going to say banana puddings.
You always know what I'm going to say.
I know, because I thought about it and then I was like, Jessie's going to say it.
I was wondering if that would like steal your.
No, because I knew. I am also going to rank this episode 7. Well, actually, let's be more fun. I'll rank it 7.1 caricatures of Abbi and Ilana out of 10.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yes. Because I definitely enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
It is like super funny. I think there's like less quotable lines.
I agree with that. Like, it's a solid episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like iconic.
Cream of the crop.
Yeah. But they're, I mean, truly, they are also good.
They're all great.
And they all have moments. And, like, also, like, Ilana saying, "Die slow, bitch," I had not ever, like, remembered hearing that.
Yeah.
Like, I still feel like I pick up on new things.
Every time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is the marker of, like, a good show.
Yeah. And I actually just watched episode 2 the other day with one of my friends who hadn't seen it. And it was so funny, like, watching it. Like, seeing her react to it, but also just, like, it's still funny.
Mm-hmm.
Just, like, watching it again. Seeing a fresh person react is
It's nice.
hilarious.
You see it in new eyes and, like...
Yeah. Well, and then you go back and remember how shocked you were by some of the stuff.
So where can people find us?
You can find us on Instagram and TikTok under Broad City Broads Pod. Whoop, whoop. You can also email us at broadcitypod@gmail.com.
Don't forget to rate and review our show because that's how more people can find us.
Yes.
Bye!
Au revoir, petit Dwayne.
Special thank you to our friend Elena for designing our logo.
And to the Nicknames and Jeremiah the 5th for letting us use their song, "You're Smokin', You're Trippin'."